Hello everyone, it's Jacob here from Illegal, and today we are on r/AskReddit, and I know what you're thinking, Reddit videos aren't that entertaining. I'm going to see if I can spruce it up a bit by answering the questions myself as well, and going through only the best, most interesting comments. But today we are going to be looking at this first post, which is from a user called Coggan Florence. And the question is, what stranger will you never forget? So for me, this one would be when I was probably around 10 years old. I had just cycled to the shops and I was cycling back, and this was after I'd bought a bottle of milk, and I had the milk. I didn't bring a backpack because I was an idiot, and I just had a plastic bag and it was just hanging from the bike, and that couldn't go wrong, could it? Yes, of course it could, and it did. The plastic bag with the milk bottle inside it bashed against my front wheel. The bag split, the bottle fell over, and I fell off because of the sudden change in balance, that's the word. And the bottle smashed to the ground, and I kind of sat there sad, staring at this bottle that was leaking milk into the world. It was along a rural-ish kind of suburb area, and 10-year-old me being 10-year-old me, I just went and knocked on the nearest door. Fortunately, the old gentleman in there was very kind. Not only did he help me dispose of the milk bottle that was leaking onto the road, he actually gave me a new bottle of milk from his own fridge, you know, completely sealed, just from a local shop again, and it was all good as new, and I am eternally grateful, even to this day, to that gentleman. I don't know, I mean, I highly doubt he's watching this video, but in case he does see it, I can't even remember your name, but thank you very much, sir. Just cycled home, and later in the day, I wrote him a card to thank him because he only lived down the road. But that's my story. Now let's go and have a look at a couple of other people's. So this comment by Omenar. Why are Reddit usernames so hard to read? When I was in elementary school, I fell through ice. A man who was walking his dog saw me fall and rushed to the shore. I frantically swam back to the shore. I was only about 5 meters into the pond, so it wasn't a long way, but it took some with soaked winter clothes. When I reached the shore, the man pulled me up by my jacket. It would have been difficult to get up as there was a steep incline. I didn't thank him because I was in shock, but I bet he knows I was grateful, and 20 years later, I still hope I would have thanked him. That's quite sweet. Thank you, random kind stranger, for helping Umina. I know how shocking it can be, especially to a young person, falling into a cold ocean or pond or whatever. I myself have once fallen into the local river, which wasn't a very nice experience. But that's Omina's story. So the real Oscar Bun says, I was doing tech support and my customer was so happy with my services she offered to marry me to her daughter. I politely declined. That definitely sounds like a Disney movie forced marriage kind of thing, but that's very odd. Well done to the real Oscar Bun that you managed to deliver such excellent customer service that you almost got a bride out of it. So Thaddeus Jones says, the foreign exchange student and his parents who walked past my park bench on campus dropped his passport. I chased after them to return it, and his mum started screaming at me in broken English like, why do you have his papers, why do you steal his papers? While the kid and his father looked like they were going to die from embarrassment. So there's an unforgettable stranger that's not exactly a positive event. Kind of funny though, a misunderstanding. Probably maybe a cultural difference, assumed that maybe they were abroad or you were abroad or whatever, that you were stealing from them. Not entirely sure, but I'm glad it was at least resolved and you were able to return their passport. Jen Meme says, the gentleman in a business suit handing me his umbrella in the middle of a downpour. We were just passing each other on the sidewalk, our eyes met and he just handed over the umbrella with a, here you go. Never saw him again. That's quite sweet, doing stuff out of just kindness. Don't see a lot of that nowadays. That's quite nice. Ceremony Bag says, an Irish guy, not in Ireland, who spoke with such a strong accent I couldn't make out a single word. To this day I question whether it was just a prank. That's an example of just an unforgettable stranger, like not a positive or negative event, just generally unforgettable. I remember watching a few videos of other accents from around the world. I mean, especially British accents, not necessarily English British, but very thick Scottish or Northern Irish or Welsh accents can be very, very hard to decipher, even for me. So we'll move on to this second post by a Leah Julie. It says, Vets of Reddit, what was the worst pet name you have ever encountered in your job? Now, I'm an animal person. I want to work around animals. I've had a lot of experience and education based around animals and biology and such. So I've come across a fair amount of people with unusual names. A friend of ours named their sausage dog Sausage Roll, and I know my friend Peter from the Citrus Bros channel. I recently did some streams with him. He's got a cat called Feets, which is a very cool name. I believe she was born with a birth defect, meaning she's got extra toes on her front foot, but I know he's going to watch this video and correct me if I'm wrong, but she is very cute. So Muscorn85 says envelope, 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 however you want to pronounce it. Lils says actually Darren is pronounced envelope. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you name your pet Envelope? Envelope, whatever, I don't care how you pronounce it. Foulin Basket says, I lived in the Marshall Islands for a few years and I noticed that all black male dogs are named Lucky Limej, black boy, I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. All white male dogs are named Lamaujauj, white boy. All brown male dogs are named Labaran, brown boy, and all black and white dogs are Oreo. The stark contrast between Lakilimej, Lamoujuj and Labraran and then just Oreo. One of my boys wanted to name one of our dogs Meat Stack. Meat Stack. That reminds me of a dog from Fallout 4 called, what's it called? Dog Meat. Old neighbour lady had a cat named Face, because it had a beautiful face, she said. Hello, Face. Come here, Face. Psst, 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 psst. Come here, Face. Why would you name your cat Face? I mean, it might be pretty, but... League Illustrious, I hate Reddit names, says, my brother-in-law named his cat Salad. I've seen a lot of things recently of people specifically feeding their pets, cats and dogs, on vegan diets. And as I said, I've done a lot of experience, had a lot of experience around this, and I can say dogs can live on like salad-only diets, but it's not ideal. They will need extra supplements and such in their diet. Cats physically cannot. So cats are what's called, well, you can refer to it as like a pure carnivore. They can only eat meat. That's all they eat. Whereas dogs are facultative carnivores, meaning they can have other things on the side, but it's not ideal. So if you see videos of people with dogs that only eat salads and vegetables and fruits and such, not ideal, but they can live on it. Cats, on the other hand, cannot. They will die of malnutrition, and I do not recommend it at all. I do know my stuff, so take it from me. Azure Wins has a lot of them. She says, or he says, sorry, they say, Mum owns a vet practice, so had a lot of these. Best worst parents named their cat Dog and their dog Cat. Some Pekingese dog was called James Bond. That's quite cool. I'm guessing that means he just kills bad guys and just has a lot of girlfriends. There are so many Mittens, Fluffies, Spots and Buddies that they get lost in the sea of animals. Yeah, that's just a default name. You could also put Fido in there as well. Not a vet, but I took a cat in from a family who named him Lord Wimsalot III. Yes, there were previous Lord Wimsalots. We named him Winnie. That reminds me of, I believe, Winston Churchill had cats, and he had his first cat, named it Jock, and each subsequent cat from then was called Jock. This might be incorrect, but I believe he's on Jock 4 now, or at least the family is. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.